We're on a roll here, so we're gonna keep it moving. Like that? Is it sexy? Does it look better in here? What's good, everyone? It's Ballz. So the past couple videos I did have, we've been looking at the pickups that I've had for the earlier this year. I do have a couple more to do, but for this video, we're gonna take a look at the holdbacks that we've had from last season into this season and see what they look like as they're growing in my racks. I did keep some of them back, a lot more than I probably should have, but it's not for permanent. I just wanted to see what some of them look like as they age and got a little bit of size on them. But there are some specific that I did keep back for our collection and hopefully put some work in for us in the future. So yeah, we're gonna change it up a little bit for this video. Let's go ahead and take a look at these guys as they're growing up. All right, so first up, this is one of two pastel leopard spiders that I've hatched last season. Both of them were pretty much very similar. This girl actually looks like she's either about to shed or she's clearing up in the middle of a shed. But she was actually a little bit brighter and lighter than her sister, and I wasn't really sure if the clutch itself had fire. So this actually came from what I have as a super pastel spider fire and a leopard, but I didn't see anything in the clutch that showed that there was fire. So I was kind of hoping that this thing brightened up and lightened up. The leopard really does make a big difference in what the bumblebee looks like. Change the pattern a lot, really reduces a lot of that compared to a regular bumblebee. And I just thought this would be pretty decent to have in the background as a female instead of having spider and a male. And so she could either replace her mom or she grows up and looks like a regular pastel spider leopard. And that way, at least I can sell her and she got some size on her. I don't really have any plans for her other than maybe put some Exantic in that. But I was just hoping to have some fire in this. So this, I'm actually growing her up, but she's not 100% being held back. But this was the first that I thought was going to be a holdback for it. Pastel spider and leopard. May or may not have fire, but I definitely doubt it. This is not bright enough to have fire anywhere near it. Let's look at the next one. Alright, and out of that same clutch, this is one of three pastel leopards that I produced. Pattern definitely shows me she has more than just pastel, but it's really reduced for a pastel leopard. I do have two other pastel leopards. One looks very similar to this with the banded pattern, very reduced pattern, and the other one looks completely whacked out. Like that one looks like a typical pastel leopard, which made me possibly think this might have something extra, but it doesn't look like it has fire. It's not bright enough. There's no real blushing on the head, aside from that little bit there, which doesn't really scream fire at all. So this is definitely being a grow out. This girl is being grown out, but I'm not really sure if I'm gonna keep her full term. I'm just gonna see what she looks like a little bit older. And if I have plans for her, maybe, but this may be a better option than the spider version because it's really hard to get rid of spider. And I'm not really sure I want to produce anymore. I don't want to be sitting on a bunch of it and nobody wants it anymore. But yeah, and So I will show you quickly what the other two look like in comparison. So let me move this one over really quick. Now this is the sister, like I said, very similar in pattern, really reduced. You can definitely tell there's leopard in there, but nothing too crazy. I mean, crazier towards the tail, but nothing that screams out extra. And then here, and then the other sister that absolutely has the wackiest pattern. This one definitely says leopard. It definitely has a lot more going on with the pattern. So if this one grows up and looks exactly the same as it does now, I might actually decide to keep this one just because of the polygenic look of the crazy pattern. I might actually be able to do something crazy with the pattern here, whereas this one would probably create more reduced pastels or leopards or whatever the case may be. But yeah, let's go ahead and put these girls back and show the next holdback. Now this guy here is a definite holdback. There's 3 that I have here right now. 2 of them are males, and one of them is a female that's actually on hold. This one I'm keeping back to breed back to mom, and the plan is super Enchi lesser hypos. So this is an Enchi lesser 100% pet for hypo. And color is absolutely amazing. I love it. It's gonna look so much better with the super Enchi and the hypo, the visual, but of course clear in belly, but the lesser and the Enchi play so well together. Very clean, light buttery colors with the Enchi pattern, and the Enchi actually brings a lot color into the lesser, whereas like a lesser would be almost grayish tan tones. The Enchi brings a lot more yellow. This thing almost looks ultramel. And I'm just really excited to see this in the super Enchi form, where the pattern is so much reduced, there's more color, plus the visual hypo is going to bring a lot of lightning to it. It's going to make it look frosted. It's just going to look really dope. I don't know if you've seen it. Some people don't like lesser, but this is a really, really good combo. And I'm just really happy to see this guy grow. He's amazing. Like I said, I do have another male like this, but he doesn't have as much color as this. And yeah, this is, polygenically, if I have a choice, this is the one I definitely want to keep back. Very feisty, definitely likes to move around a lot, so let me go ahead and put this guy back and we'll show the next one. Now this guy here, I never get tired of showing him. I probably showed him in too many videos, and you guys probably don't care. But this is a banana hidden gene Woma. One of my favorite holdbacks so far. He is super feisty, but I was amazed to see what the hidden gene Woma made this thing look like as a banana, and a lot of his color has been kept, where there's a lot of pinks up here which are actually fading out and turning white now, but the pattern and like the neck, this outline, this purple outline, and the blushing inside, pattern of a hidden gene Woma with banana as a base coat. I think it's gorgeous. And now, I've probably mentioned this multiple times, but this is actually, plans for this guy is actually to make soul sucker combos. So banana and lesser. Really tool to have the soul sucker combos. I can have anything that's not banana, of course, is going to be female, and anything with banana is going to be a male, which, I mean, hopefully at some point a recombination event happens and he might switch over and drop the banana on a female, but it's like a 6% chance in total. Either way, this guy's amazing. He's gorgeous. I'm surprised he's not out trying to fight me, but it's not going to take much, honestly. This thing is amazing. It's gorgeous. Color, and it just gets so much better as it ages. It looks like it has calico in it or something. But yeah, I love looking at this guy, so I'm going to go ahead and put him back. I know you guys are probably tired of it. Look at the color on that head. Gorgeous. But yeah, let's show the next. Yeah, let's show the next one. Alright, so this one is out of a clutch, out of one of the last clutches of the of last year, but it's coming out of a clutch that surprised me completely. This clutch was actually from a yellow belly Harlequin to her son, which is a pastel yellow belly Harlequin, and on a fluke, they both proved out to be albino. But this also helped me prove out the male being pastel yellow belly and Harlequin, and also the female being proven to be Harlequin yellow belly as well. So I got the ivories out of her. This guy I believe to be a pastel Harlequin ivory, mainly because there's so much more pattern, and I know the light doesn't do it justice, but there's so much pattern trying to come through. I don't mind the dirt. White snakes get dirty. But yeah, there's so much pattern trying to come through on the dorsal. There's a lot of purple color on the dorsal as well, and on the head where the head stamp is trying to come through, and the eye stripes and stuff. But this is definitely a keeper for me because it's possible het for albino as well. Plus, it's a super yellow belly, possible at least pastel or Harlequin, or probably both. More than likely both, because I did have another one and I got rid of it, and that one had some, but not as much pattern as this. And I think that one was a pastel ivory, but I just got rid of it as an ivory because I can't really prove it. But this one I'm keeping back, so I'm going to be able to have time to prove all of whatever is going on in here. And so yeah, this whole clutch, I really had an inkling, an affinity to try to keep all of them, but there are a few that I'm keeping back for a little while. But this is definitely a holdback for a future breeding project. And I will show you the next one. Alright, and out of that same clutch, I actually have the sister, which is an ivory albino. Beautiful. White snake. Red eyes are a little bit creepy, but they're more like a pink, not like a really dark cherry red. There's still some pattern trying to peek through on the head and in black light and stuff. Well, that's dirt, but in the light, in certain lighting, you can actually see some color creeping in on the dorsal, and sometimes the pattern trying to pull through. But this is basically a white snake with red eyes. This may or may not be a breeder for me, but either way, it's a crazy animal to have. And I mean, she could be pastel, she could be Harlequin, definitely super yellow belly, and definitely a visual albino. So that's useful for later on in the future in both parts. But yeah, I just thought it was a beautiful animal to have. Alright, and like I said, I did want to keep so many of them back from this clutch, so I'm going to show you two more that I'm not really sure I'm keeping, but I'm letting them grow for a little bit, see what they look like. this is what I believe to be a pastel yellow belly albino. And this is a pastel harlequin. Now over time, like I said, I wanted to keep all of them back because all of them have something that I enjoy, you know? This was actually a surprise out of the clutch. This is one of the ones, this is actually the first one that pipped that made me realize, wow, there's albino in this clutch. I don't know what the hell's going on here. And this is the first time I actually see the pastel and the harlequin together without anything else. And it's dark, so I don't believe that there's any het albino influence in this, because I did have another one from previous seasons that was, it looked like a pastel yellow belly, but it was a lot lighter, and so I wasn't sure. And that one I think is actually het for albino, but this looks like it's just pastel and the harlequin playing together, where you can see it kind of looks like it has Mojave influence, or it has the single eye holes, and it stretches the dorsal pattern as much as it can to try to make it stripe all the way. And where it does break, it has these little eyes. And so yeah, I'm really enjoying playing with the harlequin stuff and seeing what it looks like. Now this is a, yeah, I think, yeah, this is a female. This is also a female. This one actually has a little paradox spot on it. It's not dirt, it's actually a paradox. But this one I don't see, I mean, I do see some of the weird pattern in the eye holes, but it doesn't have the stretch, it doesn't have the dot behind the head. So I don't think there's harlequin in this, but it is super bright and very yellow in the blushing, and the pattern looks exactly like the pastel yellow bellies that I've had here. And I think it does have pastel and yellow belly as an albino, because if not, that's an amazing looking albino. And yeah, so these guys I'm keeping back for a while to see what they look like. You know, the pastel harlequin stuff, the harlequin stuff in general, I really do have an affinity for. I really like that project, and I'm curious to see what it's going to look like in the future. Whereas the albino, like, I actually had no plans or intentions to work with albino at all, and so this is very curious to me. And so I might keep that back, might not, you know, but we'll see. But yeah, let me go ahead and put these back, and we'll finish up here. So yeah, those are the holdbacks that I've kept here that we're raising up, and we do have some plans for them. Like I said, a lot of them I just really wanted to keep back, but I don't need all of them. I just wanted to see what they look like as they get older. But some of them I do have definite plans for them, and yeah, that's what they look like. That's our holdbacks. Hopefully this video looks better, a little bit easier on the eyes, less harsh white from all the white in the background. Let me know what you guys think. Does this look better? Does it look too dark? Does it look too sexy? I don't know, whatever. So yeah, if you like the video, like, share, subscribe, all that cool stuff. You can do whatever you want. Thank you guys for watching. Smile big and hustle hard.